What are the most important questions that you need to ask the dealership before you buy a car? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. For this video, I'm going to share the most important questions that you should be asking before you buy a car from a dealer. After 10 years as a car consultant helping consumers with their purchases, I've seen that when consumers do not ask these questions, they often end up leaving a lot of money on the table, overpaying for their car, or even having buyer's remorse. So to make sure that does not happen to you, make sure to stick around until the end of this video. And if you enjoy and get value out of this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. And a huge thanks to OMVIC, Ontario's vehicle sales regulator, for sponsoring a portion of this video. Now, the first really important question that you should be asking the dealership when purchasing a brand new vehicle is, do you charge the same price that's on the car manufacturer website? I always recommend going on the manufacturer website for any vehicle that you're thinking of purchasing, which is a great place to start. This will tell you what the MSRP or manufacturer suggested retail price is for the vehicle that you want to purchase, along with the mandatory fees, like the delivery and destination fee, also known as freight and PDI. This is going to serve as your baseline price that you use as a comparison when negotiating with the dealership and when obtaining a price quote. Now, once the car dealership gives you their price, you can now compare it to the manufacturer price and see whether the dealership is charging a lot more or roughly the same price. And if they are charging a lot more, you know that that dealership is likely charging additional fees that might not be necessary, or they might be charging for expensive add-ons and extras, like for example protection or insurance products, or maybe vehicle accessories that you don't necessarily need to buy. And I would say that comparing a dealer price to the manufacturer website is even better than comparing it to the window sticker of the vehicle, because some dealerships actually manipulate the window sticker and change some of the numbers, so using the website is a lot more reliable. Now, the next really important question that you should be asking the dealership is, can I have an all-in price quote, also known as an out-the-door price quote? I've said this many times before, it's extremely important to obtain a price quote from the dealership even before you visit the dealership in person. There's no need to go to the actual dealership in order to obtain a quote. Many transparent and professional dealerships would be happy to send you a quote by email so that you can review all the information in the comfort of your own home and not be in a high-pressure sales environment like the business office of the dealer. It's also a great idea to get multiple quotes from different dealers in your area so you can see what every single one of them is charging for the exact same vehicle, and you can go with whichever one is offering the best deal with the least number of fees. Now, once you've passed this step, the next really important question that you should be asking the dealer is, can I remove the add-on products? It is extremely common for dealerships nowadays to automatically add a lot of extra charges and add-ons to the price of a vehicle without even asking you. Which is again why it's so important to carefully go through a quote line by line so that you know exactly what you're being charged. And if you catch the dealer charging for any kinds of products or add-ons, like for example insurance or protection products that add a lot of money to the price of the car, you can try to negotiate these out of the deal if you feel that they don't have any value to you. Now, not every single dealership is going to be willing to remove these add-ons, even if you're not interested in purchasing them, which is why, again, it's really important to approach multiple dealers in your area, because more than likely one of those dealerships is going to be willing to negotiate and compromise with you more than the other ones. Ultimately, when you're purchasing a new vehicle, the only mandatory charges that you should see on a price quote, aside from the MSRP of the vehicle itself, is the delivery and destination fee, again also known as the freight and PDI, a few small levies that should add up to around a couple of $100, your title registration or licensing fee, and your sales tax. So if you see anything else on the price quote, chances are it's optional or negotiable. Now, once you've established an all-in price that you're happy with and willing to pay, it's now time to move on to the financing if you decide to do so. And that brings us to the next really important question that you should be asking the dealer, and that is, can you beat my financing offer? It is always a great idea to shop around for your financing and approach your local bank or credit union to see what the best interest rate they're offering you on a car loan. And once you're confident that you're getting the lowest interest rate and the best financing for your situation, you can then approach the dealership and give them an opportunity to beat the interest rate and give you an even better offer. I often say that there are 3 pillars to the car buying process. The first pillar is the purchase price of the vehicle itself, which of course you want to get the best deal on. But then you also have the second pillar, which is the financing and the interest rate. And this needs to be negotiated as well if you want to get the best overall deal. Now, before we move on to the next really important question that you should be asking the dealership, it's important to remember that whenever you lease or purchase a new or used vehicle from an OMVIC registered dealership here in Ontario, you do have rights under the Motor Vehicle Dealers Act. These rights include certain mandatory disclosures. For example, registered dealerships must disclose information about a vehicle's past usage, whether it was used as a taxi or a daily rental. They're also required to disclose whether a vehicle has been involved in a really serious collision, including whether it has a rebuilt or a salvage title, whether it's been registered in a different jurisdiction, and whether it's in need of any major mechanical repairs. All of these rights are designed to help you make an informed decision before you purchase the vehicle. But it's also really important to remember that these vehicle buying rights only apply to you when you buy a vehicle from an OMVIC registered dealership. To learn more about your protections and car buying rights under the MVDA, just visit the OMVIC website. More information can be found in the description below. And now let's move on to the next really important question that you need to ask before buying a vehicle. Now this one applies to used vehicles, and it's perhaps the most important question and the most important thing that you can do, period, before buying any used vehicle. And that question is, can I take this vehicle to a mechanic for a pre-purchase inspection? There is no better peace of mind that you're going to get when buying a used vehicle than taking it to a reputable mechanic for an inspection before you purchase it. Now, an inspection might cost you a couple $100s, but it's going to give you a lot of valuable information about that vehicle, including whether it's in need of any major mechanical repairs, whether it's been involved in a serious accident, whether it has any rust on the body or the frame, and other similar things like this. And when you have all this important information, you can now make a decision whether it's worth it to even buy this vehicle in the first place. And if you still want the vehicle, at least you can negotiate a better price to account for whatever repairs that the vehicle might need. The only time I think it might be okay to purchase a used vehicle without getting an inspection is if you're buying a lightly used vehicle that's certified pre-owned from a new vehicle dealership that still has original warranty protection. That way, in case anything does go wrong, at least you have the warranty to protect yourself and you can get the repairs done at no cost to you. And that brings us to the next really important question that you should be asking before you buy a vehicle from a dealer. And that is, can you match my trade-in offer? Remember, as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 pillars to the car buying process: negotiating the best deal on the vehicle purchase price, getting the best offer on your financing, and the third pillar is getting the best offer for your trade-in vehicle if you happen to have one. Now, the way to do this is to take advantage of online instant cash offer tools that are available on different websites. These instant cash offer tools are going to give you a real-world offer from a real dealership, so you know what the actual value of your vehicle is. And once you have this offer, you can pick whichever one is the highest. You can now go back to the dealership that you're purchasing the new vehicle from, and you can see whether they're willing to offer you a similar amount or maybe even beat that offer. And that brings us to the next really important question that you should be asking the dealership before you buy a vehicle. And that question is, can you put that in writing? It is very common for a dealership to make all kinds of promises and claims when you purchase a vehicle, including that they're going to be able to deliver the vehicle by a specific date, that they're going to give you a certain price, or maybe include free extras with the vehicle, or maybe they'll give you the option to cancel the deal if you change your mind later on. But at the end of the day, none of these promises mean anything unless the dealership is willing to put them in writing on the contract. So remember, whenever the dealership offers you anything or makes any promises, make sure that all those promises are in writing on the contract as a condition of the sale. That way, in case the dealership breaks their promise later on, you can also break the contract and back out of the deal if you need to. Buying a vehicle is certainly not an easy process, and there are a lot of things that you need to be careful with. But if you follow some of the tips in this video, it should make things a whole lot easier and help you save a lot of money in the end. So let me know what you thought of this video, and if you have any suggestions for any future car videos, just leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also check out my other car videos by clicking these links over here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, and if you need additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.